Hey, how's it going, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and this one is going to be a hardware discussion video. I know I haven't done a lot of these recently, but we're trying to get back into the swing of things, and there's a lot to talk about in regards to PC and the hardware scene of things. And in today's video, I want to cover something that I was always pretty positive about, and that's the idea of building pre-built computers. If you look at my videos from 5 to 6 months ago, yes, it's been quite a while, but I was very high on the fact that buying a pre-built computer isn't the worst idea in the world because there's a lot to like. Not only at the time of me saying that were hardware prices relatively high, but also pre-built computers were just available for really good deals and they offered something of value. I think that was the imperative thing about pre-built computers, is that they were just very value oriented. I'll give you guys an example. My current computer right now started off as a pre-built computer. I bought my PC during the peak of crypto mining and GPUs were just crazy expensive. So I got an i7 7700K, GTX 1080, 240GB SSD, 1TB hard drive machine, just a pretty solid machine, and I got it for like $1,100 at Best Buy, and at that time that was a really good deal. However, the dichotomy has really shifted when you look at building your own PC versus buying a pre-built. That in no way right now would I recommend you guys to buy a pre-built computer, because the prices for these pre-built computers are so absurd. You can find one or two decent deals here and there, but by and large, these deals are just not very good. And I have Best Buy's gaming PCs pulled up right now, and you guys might be thinking, why would you buy a pre-built computer from Best Buy? Well, Best Buy, it was a great spot to get your pre-built computers. That's where I actually got my 1080 i7 $1,100 machine. And even today, getting an i7 7700K with a GTX 1080, an SSD, a hard drive, all that stuff for $1,100 would be fairly decent. Obviously, it's aged a little bit. I bought my PC in January of 2018, so it's been a long time. And obviously, some of the hardware has depreciated in value, but nonetheless, you could still come up with the idea that I got a pretty good deal on my machine. But you look at some of the deals available, even for the cheapest pre-built computers. Here's one that's $540, and this is a discount on a pre-built computer. Typically goes for $600, but you're looking at an AMD Ryzen 3 2300X, 8GB of RAM, and an AMD Radeon RX 560 for $540. That is just not very good. That's a low-end PC, and 1080p is even going to be a little bit of a struggle with a 562GB. 540 can get you much more if you put that towards a PC that you actually build, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. But maybe you're of the mindset, oh, a $540 machine, of course that's not going to be that great, but what if you up the budget a little bit more? Well, they've got a $730 variant of the same PC. CyberPower PC, this one's also a discounted one, typically goes for $800, but it's $730 here. Ryzen 5 2600, 8GB of RAM, and an AMD RX 580 4GB. You do get a 2TB hard drive and a 240GB SSD, but $730 for that is way too much. A 580 4GB is memes at this point. You can get an 8GB 580 pretty cheap, and we'll pull one up in just a little bit, but that is absolutely not worth it. $730 for that is way too high. Yes, you get a copy of Windows installed on both of them, but still way too high there, and you can finagle it and get Windows cheaper, and that's always something that most people do, but nonetheless, the value just isn't here. Even if you do factor in Windows right now, just not really good given the hardware that you're getting. $850 if you want to go an Intel and Nvidia route. Here's one for $850, an i5 9400F, 8GB of RAM, which I don't know why 8GB is still the standard at $850. I feel like at this price threshold, yes, you can get by with 8GB of RAM, but you should be really moving on to 16GB around this $800 to $1,000 range. So you'll get 8GB of RAM, and then you get a GTX 1660, which isn't bad, but not up to par. A 1TB hard drive and a 120GB SSD, just nothing that is that blow away. And a while ago, pre-built computers were really blow away. Now, it is late September as of the recording of this video. Maybe the view will change as we head into Black Friday and there's better deals regularly available, but nonetheless, not a good deal. All right, how about we go back to AMD? $950 for this one, and this one really irritates me. AMD Ryzen 7 2700, so pretty good CPU, 16GB of RAM, so that's really good. Now, this is $950, so I have high expectations for the GPU. You got a Radeon RX 580 8GB here. That is just not very good for $950. If you have a $950 budget, you should be putting at least $250 to maybe $300 of that towards the GPU. That is not hyperbole at all. That's the portion of it that should go to the GPU. You can even make an argument that it should be more than that. You can go as far as spending, say, $350 to $400. Maybe that'll be a little over the top, but nonetheless, a 580 8GB does not suffice. And to give you guys an idea, let's look up how much a 8GB 580 is. Base price, Newegg right now, you can get a Sapphire Pulse RX 580. That's an 8GB GPU, so the same one as the pre-built that I just mentioned, and it is available for $185. And on top of that, there's a $15 off promo code. So in reality, it's $170 flat. And then on top of that, you get 3 months of Game Pass with that. So if you value that at $15 as well, that's essentially you getting that GPU for $155. So in a $950 machine, you're getting a $155 GPU. That's what they're putting into it. Just think about that for a second. Not very good at all. There are some other options here that I can go through if you guys want to go really high end. A $1,200 PC, i7 9700F, 16 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 2060, 1TB hard drive with a 240GB SSD. Nothing blow away there, and that's $100 off your regular $1,300 price point. Now, obviously, these are the pre-built computers that are from Best Buy directly, but in my experience, Best Buy has always had good deals available. That's where I usually went to recommend pre-built computers, and I've recommended a lot of them when they are of good value, but these are just not good value right now. Now, as is the case with PC gaming in general, things fluctuate all the time, but this is just something I've noticed for a little bit, so I wanted to bring attention to it. If you guys are still living by that statement that I brought up a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago, saying that pre-built computers are a really good value, right now they just aren't very good from a value standpoint. You do see every now and again a decent one will pop up. I remember an HP computer with an RX 580 that was available on Amazon for like $600, or maybe even a little bit less than that. That's relatively decent. Nothing blow away, but at least pretty decent, and it had some other good hardware in there as well, like a 2TB hard drive and an SSD, I believe. So that was decent, but given the general landscape of things with pre-built computers, just not very good. And I go back to this RX 580 8GB being available for essentially $155. That's what a lot of these, $700 to $900 PCs are putting into their pre-built rigs. Can you really justify that? No, you can build a high quality PC for like $500 with an RX 580. And even if you go over to PC Part Picker, there are some decent ones built right now for like $470. You got a Ryzen 3 3200G or an RX 570 in there. That will suffice for just $470. And even with some of these PC Part Picker builds that are being featured right now, I don't necessarily agree with all of the hardware that they pick, but they're definitely better. But you could get a good Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, RX 580 build for very, very cheap, and that'll act as a very suitable 1080p PC. And then if you do want to open the door and go to a, $800, $900, $1,000 budget, you can build an awesome PC with NVIDIA hardware. I see a Ryzen 5 3600 with an RTX 2060 for $1,000. And then, of course, if you do open the door to like $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, you're obviously going to be building something really, really good. And I will eventually get back to doing a gaming PC build. I know a lot of you guys want to see that, but right now, if you guys are interested in getting a gaming PC, I would highly recommend you to build your own PC because there is just really good deals available. The 580, in my opinion, is still one of the standout GPUs at a budget. I know for a lot of you guys that are watching my channel, you're probably on a tighter budget and you're looking to only spend $500 or $600. The 580 is such a good GPU at that price point. To this day, in late 2019, that is quite surprising. I still don't feel like NVIDIA has a compelling option that offers this much performance at a similar price point, and you throw in Game Pass in there as well. That gives you a lot of games to play right out of the gate. 3 months of that is pretty good too. You can play Gears 5, Outer Worlds, a bunch of other games, KCD, Metro Exodus, and those are some good games to get started in your PC gaming journey. As I mentioned, the dichotomy of this is definitely going to change as we head into Black Friday. Generally speaking, you do not see a lot of GPU deals or CPU deals on Black Friday. You'll see a few here and there, but what you'll see deals on are pre-built computers because they're a lot more marketable towards casuals. A casual dad that's looking to buy his kid a gaming PC isn't going to want to buy a bunch of CPUs and GPUs and build the PC himself. He's just going to want to buy a gaming PC. So they'll put that stuff on sale come Black Friday and come the holiday time. So hopefully the deals get better. But as of the recording of this video, if you want to get into PC gaming or if you just want to have a competent all-around machine, building a PC is absolutely the route to go. So that's going to conclude this video. Let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.